Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. I'm here today to look at the PSE X-Appeal riser and the PSE Xpression recurve limbs. Now, I've been shooting a fair bit of recurve lately. I've been shooting the win wireless, and I shoot every single day, and I've got the state championships in about 3 to 4 weeks, and I'm trying to work out basically about poundages. I'm trying to build up my poundage up to 44 pounds, and I'm ready to make the next step. And part of that was jumping up to 42 pound limbs. And I was looking at the win wireless limbs because I shoot a win wireless. But part of what I looked at was this X-Appeal bow from from PSE. Now, the X-Appeal I've shot before, and I've tried with several limbs, and I've compared all the risers previously, not in videos but previously by myself, and this bow felt really good as far as vibration after the shot. I didn't feel anything. So that was a couple of years ago. So I thought, well, let's revisit the X-Appeal and see how it shoots now compared to the wireless and compared to the other top of the range recurves. Now, the 2016 Olympics, there was a fair few people shooting the X-Appeal, and previously in America, the top female recurve shooter for probably 6 years running was shooting the X-Appeal riser. Now, PSE didn't have success at the Olympic Games with their recurve bows. In fact, all the gold medals were shot with win. Now, to start off with, the top of the line PSE limbs are a carbon limb. Now, these are actually made by win, and you'll see in the colour here different colour combinations. Now, I actually don't know what limbs these are. I'm pretty sure they're the X-Power limbs from win. They used to be. I'm not sure if that's the ones they still are, but they're a good quality top of the line limb, and they're priced about the same as the win limb. So for me, shooting the PSE limb versus the win limb, it was really the price was the same, but please check that. I'm pretty sure the price was the same between the PSE limb and the win limb, and it's the same limb, so really no different. You just pick up the PSE logos, which look quite nice. It was silver on the side. Now, silver, previously it said it reflected more heat, so all the limbs at one stage went silver. Silver reflected more heat, so it wasn't affected as much by the temperature. Now, I noticed win have gone away from that. I'm pretty sure Hoyt's gone away from that. On the inside, it's a dark colour, quite a pretty limb. These are international fitting limbs, so all limbs fit on all bows, and PSE have cheaper quality limbs also. But what we're looking at here is an Olympic style bow. Now, the Xpression riser in itself, I actually quite like the look, but that's up to you whether you like it or don't like it. They've got this contour here, and that contours back. Now, the grip itself to me is almost uncomfortable when I feel it in the shop. And if you feel it, you're probably going to say you don't like it compared to the Hoyt grips or the win grip. But when you shoot the bow, and you really need to shoot it, part of this is getting your hand in the right position at 45 degrees. And PSE's philosophy on their compounds and their recurve is to make you shoot good. So what they want is this grip to fit in your hand and basically be uncomfortable if it's not in the right position. So I don't find this grip as comfortable as the win or the Hoyt grips. However, when you shoot it, it's kind of interesting because it forces your hand to be in the correct position. And if it's not in the correct position, it feels really awkward and uncomfortable. So we're going to shoot this now and sort of see how it feels in the hand compared to the other bows I've shot. Now, things about the PSE, you've got here the ability to adjust the limbs left and right. Same top and bottom. Now, when I got this bow, I fitted the limbs, and I found they actually weren't set in the right position. Now, with all the wins I've had in the past, they've always been perfect, and I always say to people, don't mess with this. But they were way out, and I'm not sure why. I figured they were just bolted in, and no one did any sort of testing of it. Very easy to adjust on the PSE. You do it at full length. There's a screw on this side and a screw on this side, and all you do is loosen it, and then you pull it from the other side. So if you loosen this screw, so you make a gap here, then you pull it from this side, and that pulls it across. And if you want to move it this way, you loosen it here and then pull on it this way. Very easy to adjust. They have a little line down the center of the grip, so you can see where the arrow is meant to go. The plunger The plunger system here is quite nice. I actually like this shape, it looks pretty cool. They have multiple stabilizer hole positions down here, one at the top. At the back you have one down the bottom, none at the top. So that's to add more weight, especially for bare bow shooters. They want to add lots of weight to their bow, and that's what those holes are for, if you want to add dampeners. So, but besides that, it's a pretty standard recurve riser. I fitted to this. It came with a plunger button, which was a bit abnormal. It was an SF forged plunger button. I fitted to it an SF Elite Rest, which is about $20. I fitted to it a Win wireless carbon clicker. I fitted a Win WS 600 sight, which is the same sight as I shoot on my wireless bow, and I've just fitted my wireless stabilizers to the bow to shoot it. I'm shooting the same arrows, Win Tornado arrows, so we'll just have a shot now and sort of see how it feels. So the first shot, the grip feels great. So my first thing was, when I basically first filled this grip, it didn't feel real nice, but pressure, it's perfect. Everything's absolutely spot on. There's no vibration in this bow whatsoever when you shoot it. It's just absolutely dead. So as far as vibration, what's interesting is the Win with the wireless bow, they say it absorbs all the shock. For me, this bow is 2 pounds heavier than my Win. Nothing wrong with the Win, but to me this feels, I don't know if it's machine riser or what, but I feel less vibration when I shoot this bow compared to the Win. The limbs on this bow are top of the line, so they're really smooth all the way through. They don't stack, and they should be quite fast. So overall, I really like the feel of the bow. There's no shock. The setup was easy. I didn't like the fact I had to adjust the limbs left and right. I don't think that's good enough. I think when they produce this bow, they should have a set of limbs there, and they should line it up. And I'll probably get in trouble for saying that. It didn't take long to set up, but I just feel like that should be done in the factory, and I'll be talking to my sales manager, who I think, as far as PSE is concerned, is the best sales manager in the entire factory. Service is second to none. They basically email you almost 24 hours a day, even Christmas and New Year's. And Adric, who also works there, so Jay is my sales manager, and Adric is also excellent. Best people in the archery industry I know, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a PSE dealer. I also deal with many other companies, and they are top notch. They would be 50% better than my closest company. NAP is also very good, the lady I've got there. And don't get me wrong, there's lots of other companies who are good, but PSE is just honestly several steps ahead of the rest. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to try out this bow for competition archery. And it's not to say Win's bad, because they're not. Ginny's very, very good. So, but I do like PSE service. I do like their products, and I think their pricing is quite good. The price on this riser, and I'm just going to be guessing, it will be a little bit cheaper than the Win wireless. I think it'll be more towards the Win machine riser bow, which is the AXT. I think price point on this riser is around 800, but I'll put it down the bottom, whatever it is. But Australian dollar varies, so we'll just have a couple more shots with it. And by the way, this is the first time I've shot this bow. I literally set it up 10 minutes before this video. I made a string for it last night, which is a multicolored fast flight string, just to see how it's shot. So this is my literally first shots with this bow. And after this video, I'm going to shoot a target round with it, and see what sort of score I get. Of course, I haven't paper tuned it, I haven't bare shaft tuned it, I haven't done anything. I've just pulled it out and shot arrows. So I'm going to actually shoot some arrows with it and see how it feels. And see, I've got a tournament in 3 to 4 weeks, the state championship, see if I'll be shooting this bow or the Win wireless. One thing I do like about the Win, they colour match the stabilizers to the bow. So if you buy a blue bow, they have matching blue stabilizers, which is really cool. But saying that, the PSE is a standard anodized finish, so you can use black, you can use red. It's all good. And the anodized finish is actually it's very hardy. In 10 years, this bow will still look the same. So that's the Win X-Appeal riser, PSE Xpression limbs. I think it's awesome. I really like the feel of this bow. I feel there's less vibration, less shock in the bow. It feels great to shoot. The grip doesn't feel as comfortable, but wait till you shoot it, until your hand's in the right position, you go, yeah, my hand feels like it's in the same position all the time. I'm going to shoot a target round with this and see what I score now. Now my poundage has gone up, so my scores should drop. And I'm actually going to be interested to see what I shoot. And I'll put a little thing on the end to see what my score was, unless it's horrible, which I've got no idea. But I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. Enjoy your archery, enjoy shooting, and try some latest gear out and see what you think of it. This is for an Olympic style person, someone who's serious, someone who's going to shoot all the time, or when money's no object to somebody. But the PSE X-Appeal riser, recurve, I think it's great, and PSE is a fantastic company. If you have a problem, it's just fixed. Win's also an excellent company, but like I said, these are effectively Win limbs, so pretty happy with it all overall. So I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. Have a good day. Thank you. Okay, so it's been a week since I first did the review on the X-Appeal. And the reason I'm doing this subsequent bit is I was very disappointed with the way I shot and my scores when I first shot this X-Appeal. And part of that got me thinking about the whole bow, so I've actually spent a week working with this bow and basically trying to find out why my scores were so low. And you know, part of it's always the archers, and part of it's obviously me. So what I did is I went and shot my Win wireless bow, and I checked out my scores with that, and they were also low for me. And so that got me thinking. Now I haven't been shooting recurve a lot recently because I've been practicing compound. So I was like, I wonder if it's me or whether it's the bow. So what I did is I put this bow, the X-Appeal, on the scales. Now this is a 42-pound bow. What I found was actually 45-pound. So what I did then, I put the Win wireless, which is 38 pounds, on the same scales. And what I've been doing is I've been gradually winding the weight of the Win wireless up. And from 38, and what I've actually got to is 42 pounds. And what I found is the arrows were actually underspined for the bow I was actually shooting. And the same with this. When I shot this bow for the review on the first time, I was shooting 700 spined Win Tornado arrows, which were underspined for this bow. And it was basically causing some erratic flight. Now since then I've actually made up new arrows. Now these are Win Tornadoes. These are 500 spine. So I did bare shaft tuning on this bow and the Win. I found my Win was also underspined, so now I've gone to 600 spined arrows for my Win, and the groups came in. Same with this bow. So last night I shot this bow indoors and my scores were up. Now not as good as I shot with the Win wireless, but my scores are also down with the Win wireless. So what I'm having with this is 45 pounds. I'm struggling with the poundage, and when I up in poundage, my scores drop. What's that got to do with this bow review? Basically, the way the bow shoots will be related back to the archer. So I'm actually struggling with this poundage because I'm not used to it. So I've been shooting this bow every night, every day, to try and get used to this poundage to see how I can shoot with it. Now my scores are picking up. So the first time I shot this indoors, I shot 245. Then I shot 250, then I shot 260, then I shot 265, then I shot 267. I might have shot a little bit higher than that since then. But basically my scores are starting to pick up because my muscles are building, the arrows are better tuned to the bow. Now the other thing I found with this bow, these are win wireless stabilizers, and this is what I first tested this bow with. In this process of becoming stronger, I actually fitted my old stabilizers to the bow, and I found there was a fair bit of shock with it. The stabilizers on my last bow didn't have this amount of weight on them, and I was finding the bow very, very light, and it was basically when I'm pulling back, it was very, very light out the front because I'm holding 45 pounds and I'm getting a bit of movement at the front. So I found adding more weight made me steadier. I also found these stabilizers were significantly better than the other ones. Like the amount of vibration I feel with this is virtually nil. With the other ones I was getting quite a bit of vibration and it was making a lot more noise. So when I first tested this bow, I was using these stabilizers, and it was perfect. Now since shooting it, I first raised the point about the grip. I do find this grip, after shooting this bow for a week, too wide. I'd like to narrow this grip down, and I'm almost thinking about trying to shoot it with the grip off. Like I do with the compound, to get it narrow. I haven't done that yet because part of it's just been my muscles building up to the strength. So overall, I like the shape of the bow, and that's just a personal preference. One of my customers said he likes it, another one says he doesn't. It's up to you whether you like the shape of it. The bow's good. The grip is made out of wood, so it would be easy to shape the grip. The price point you have to check to see where it rates against the other machine risers. The limbs are good. These are the same as the other win limbs. They're made by the same company. So overall, I'm happy with this bow. The 42 pounds, and the question is, why is it 45 pounds? Because it's obviously not wound in here when this is 42 pounds. Now I'm drawing 28.5 inches, so I'm getting an extra half an inch, and it's not a stacking factor. This bow doesn't stack. It's actually, the limbs are slightly heavy for the given bow it is. So, and that's quite common with recurves, that you'll find they'll be 1 or 2 pounds heavier. They're generally heavier, and as you shoot them a bit, they'll drop a little bit. But that's pretty standard. So overall, I'm happy with the X-Appeal. The poundage is too heavy for me, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to build up quick enough to adapt this poundage to shoot it in the coming tournament in about 4 weeks. So yeah, so that's where I'm at with the X-Appeal. Overall, it's a good bow, steady. This I think should be set up from the factory where it comes. Tunability is good. I need to do more tuning and more shooting. Recurves, unlike compounds, really the arrows have got to be spot on, the bow's got to be spot on before you shoot it. So, but overall I'm happy with the bow. Is it as good as the win wireless? And you know, I kind of look at it, and I've gone back and I've shot the wireless every night, and I've shot this every day. Sometimes I feel this has got less shock than the wireless, and I'm shooting about the same scores with both. So, and some people say the wireless looks better than this, and that's just personal preference. I find the loading of the arrow easier on the clicker because of the position of the riser, the way the riser angles in. But I would like that grip a little bit narrower. So to me, that's the down point on the X-Appeal. And I would like to try the Win AXT riser, which is also a machine riser. But overall, I'm happy with it. I do like the fact it's PSE because it kind of adds to my when I say my PSE collection, I do have Matthew's shirt on, but I've got a PSE Xpression, there's PSE Supras in the shop. It's the same look, the anodizing's nice, it all matches. I like the limb color, the silver and the darks. Overall, I like the bow. I just like to play with the grip a bit. It's a bow that I'll probably go back to. When I say probably go back to, I'm going to concentrate on the other bow with lighter poundage limbs for the comp in 4 weeks, but this is a bow I'm going to build up to and I'm going to shoot more. And I'm going to work on this grip, and I'm going to see what other people have done with the grip to see if they've shaped it to make it a little bit narrower for the hand. But overall, like, I'm pretty happy with it, but I think the grip could do with some more work. And maybe if PSE had the options for different size grips, because this is all basically computer machine, this grip, if they had different options for grips, I think that would be a huge advantage for them. But overall, I think it's just those little finishing bits that PSE need to fix on the X-Appeal to make it, you know, that high quality. Now, it's obviously a high quality Olympic recurve because it's used in the Olympics and it's been used by many people who are far beyond my capability. But to me, when I'm comparing against the other top of the line recurves, I just feel like it just needs those finer, you know, the limbs should be set in the correct position, and I would like the adjustability in the hand grip. I'm happy with the shape, I like the shape and I like the colors, the overall finish is great. I just think adjustable hand grip as far as different grips and setting up the limb positions before it ships out are the major factors I would like to see with the X-Appeal riser. The limbs are great, it's no questions with the limbs. So I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. I hope that's helped, but arrows are critical and shooting the bow lots, building up for the strength is absolutely critical with a recurve. So enjoy your archery, the X-Appeal riser. Yeah, try it out and yeah, persevere with arrows and all that sort of stuff. Thank you, bye.